more fibers.
Okay.
Less juice.
Okay.
But that juice that you get in noble cane from the Philippines,
Yeah.
you get a lot more juice in the cane, but it's also higher in sucrose. Sweeter juice.
Okay. Sweeter the better. Okay.
Darker the cane, the sweeter the juice.
Yeah.
All right.
Right,
Okay.
Right.
So you get that.
I'm about to sing some fucking
Tupac.
Big Papa right now. Not Don Papa, some Big Papa. Hi, and welcome back to Phlavor Profiles, a podcast conversation about the Filipino American experience through the lens of food. I'm Karina, former restaurateur, culture vulture, and your host. In this episode, we're in Long Beach, California, hanging with Tomas De Los Reyes, the brand ambassador to Don Papa Rum, a liquor company based in Manila. Tomas recounts his moves as a retail shop boy on the West Coast to bartending in the Big Apple. Listen to this industry rep describe how a trip to the Philippines led to his current position as brand ambassador for Don Papa Rum. Stay tuned. Phlavor Profiles, the podcast, is next. Hey everybody, Phlavor Profiles, Season 5. Woo! I'm sitting here. I don't actually know where I'm sitting except for that's in Long Beach. And it's a cute office. And I'm going to let this person who reps Don Papa Rum introduce himself. And yeah, that's how we're going to get it started, because like that's as much as I know at this very moment. So introduce yourself, sir.
All right, I go by the name of Mysterio.
Okay. Okay.
The lead up was so mysterious.
It was it? Okay, it's true.
Yeah, so Tomas De Los Reyes, I'm the regional manager for the West Coast for Don Papa Rum.
Nice. Regional manager, West Coast, Don Papa Rum.
Yeah.
And you're born and raised where?
Born and raised in San Francisco.
Oh, Bay Area.
Yeah.
Yay. When did you move? Because we're in Long Beach now, so
Yeah.
you left the Bay Area.
Yeah, so actually left for the first time, in 2000? I lived in LA for 2 years. Came back to San Francisco for a year.
Okay.
Still very antsy. Wasn't happy being in San Francisco for that year. Well, I was, had fun, but ended up shooting to New York in late 2003.
Yes.
Yes.
So were your parents from the Philippines?
My dad was from the Philippines, but my mom was actually military child. So she was born in Louisville, Kentucky.
Oh,
Yeah.
Nice. Was she in the military or born to somebody in the military?
She was just born in Kentucky.
Uh-huh.
But her father, my grandfather, was in the military, and they moved around a lot.
Yes.
So most of her siblings were born in the Philippines.
Yes.
But they migrated to the U.S. and
San Francisco too.
Yeah, and then they ended up in San Francisco. So I pretty much claim myself as second generation San Franciscan.
Okay.
Or Filipino San Franciscan.
Yeah, we like it.
Yeah,
Love the Bay Area.
Yeah.
Home of many a Filipino.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were an artist, and then you moved to L.A., then you moved to New York, and so I assume you stayed in New York for a while.
Yeah, I was in New York for 16 years.
Dang!
Yeah.
Nice.
Did a lot of things.
New York life.
Yeah.
I was in New York for a year, and then I was like, I'm a Cali girl.
Yeah.
That was it, and I went back. Yeah. Well, I'm in Los Angeles. Toronto made me, but Los Angeles raised me.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay,
so I'm an East Coaster too.
Yeah, so I say San Francisco raised me, but New York made me.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So in New York, were you an artist in New York also? Did you, or what did you do?
You know what? I started when I left San Francisco and moved to New York. I had no idea what I wanted to do.
Right.
Really. I just knew it was calling.
Oh.
I answered it.
Yes. You answered the call.
Yeah, within a month I was out.
Nice.
I knew I wanted to get into bartending.
Okay.
Because before that, I was actually working. I was a shop boy.
What's that mean? What's a shop boy?
I worked in retail.
Oh, I was like, that could mean many things.
I know.
Tomas.
We can wear play all day.
Yeah.
We can wear play all day.
Okay, so you, but you knew, yeah, that's great. So the bartending, because what? You're social, like why bartending? You're an alcoholic? I don't know. What happened? Tell me.
I better be an alcoholic.
Yes.
It's the perfect business
yes,
for me.
Yes, it is.
So I I've been in and around nightlife in San Francisco for a long time.
Okay.
I realized that, okay, this is probably where I need to be, but let me just figure this out.
Okay.
Obviously, bartending was an easy goal, mainly because, okay, you work at night,
Yeah.
you meet a lot of women, and you can make a lot of money.
And you're young.
I was young.
Yeah, young.
Yeah.
I'll go out on a limb here. Young, good-looking guy, Filipino guy in the Bay Area and or New York. So you started working in bars?
Yeah, so I started working in nightclubs. Actually, I started working in nightclubs first before
Okay.
just, your random neighborhood bar.
Doing
So
what?
I was a bar back. So
Okay.
when you start off in bartending, a proper path and really a
Yeah.
good way to learn and appreciate everyone.
Yes.
Is to work as a bar back.
Yeah, it's
just
it's like back of the house,
like
kitchen.
Exactly. When you
Mm-hmm.
work in a restaurant, if you're to appreciate everyone, I say start off at the lowest.
Well, you should know every job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't.
Yes.
A lot of people don't. I learned how to hustle,
Yes.
and I was getting paid from every bar that I worked for.
Okay.
So at the end of the night, I was walking home with as much money as these bartenders.
Cashola.
I was like, cool, okay, and I don't have to stand behind the bar all night.
Right.
So I got comfortable with that, but I also was able to understand it, the potential and the possibilities.
Okay.
I was a bar back for a long time.
Okay.
It was hard for me to actually advance as a bartender because I was really good at being a bar back.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
So
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
If you're making the same amount of money.
Yeah, so I rolled with that for a while. I was in and out. I ended up quitting eventually, and then I just picked up bartending gigs here and there. Nothing really sustaining or stable as far as nightlife. But I was working retail at the same time.
Okay.
So
You were the shop boy.
Yes, I was a shop boy.
Yes.
And I worked my way up as a shop boy. I started working. Started at one spot and then I would say I advanced into
Yeah.
different levels of retail. So when I was in New York, I realized, okay, this can actually be a career. Once I started
What's this? What do you mean by this can be a career?
the industry,
Oh,
hospitality,
okay.
hospitality.
Okay.
When I say I'm a regional
Food and
manager,
drink.
yeah, just
Okay.
hospitality as a whole.
Yeah.
I still consider myself, someone involved in hospitality.
Okay.
But part of that was understanding or meeting a lot of people.
Okay.
You know.
True.
It's really about your network. So
Yes.
if you want to ask me how, it's because I built my network.
2003, you're in New York. You're now focused because you mentioned high school-ish life, early college years. You were very ants in the pants.
Well, I did go to art school too. When I say college, I did City
Oh.
College, and then I spent a few years at the Academy of Art.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that counts. It totally counts.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
And so now you're like, I'm a little bit more mature, been in the game. I'm going to focus in on hospitality.
Yeah.
Well,
I looked at it as just bartending.
Okay.
I'm going to focus on bartending.
Because people in bartending
Yeah.
like hospitality.
Yeah, exactly. I'll
Right.
call it hospitality as a whole. Today,
Yes, today.
I matured a little.
Yeah.
Yeah, I focused on bartending. I went, okay, let me just focus on this. And, as I bartended, I started seeing all the people that, I worked at the right places. Let's
Yes.
put it that way.
Right.
The key is to be in the right place.
Okay.
The right time will come. I put myself in the right place thanks to people that I knew. Mm-hmm. And I started noticing the people that would come in,
Okay.
whether they were guests or whether they worked for brands.
Right.
I treated everyone out. The thing is, when I was in retail, just to backtrack a little, just
Sure.
so it all makes sense. When my last stint in retail was 4 years at Gucci. Mm-hmm. So I worked high-end retail, and I learned the concept of clienteling. So you get exposed. This is all part
The
of
lifestyle.
This is all part of the game because
Yeah.
you get exposed to these different people and these
Okay.
different ways of working. And if you're not learning from these experiences, then
Yeah.
what's the
point?
use? What's the point?
Yes.
So I was able to take all these learnings and
Uh-huh.
apply it to bartending.
Okay.
Which in turn hospitality.
Okay.
So I was able to these concepts. They're all transferable if you know which concepts to transfer.
Okay. So how do we get from, obviously back and forth from LA, San Francisco, a Gucci, a studio, a dancing. Now we're back in New York, and what are we doing, and how do we end up, getting involved with the Don Papa Rum?
Okay. Yeah. So I've been in the business for a while. bartending, I actually end up traveling to the Philippines.
Nice.
So in 2013, I traveled to the Philippines. It was my second trip, actually.
Uh-huh.
I went previously in 2011 for the very first time. That's a whole other story.
Okay. Yeah.
Cultural identity and all that.
Oh yeah. Okay. No, that's fine. We're happy to hear it.
It was mind blowing.
So 2013, you rock it.
Yeah, my second time. I'm in Manila in 2013. And I was staying at my buddy's house.
Uh-huh. Why did you go?
Why did I go? I'd been dating my now wife for a couple of years, and we knew we wanted to travel more together. We already hit a few countries.
Is she Pinay?
No, she's not.
Oh, okay. So you're bringing her to the homeland.
Yeah. So I took her.
Okay.
Yeah, so I took her to the motherland.
Yeah.
And so she came out with me. A buddy of mine who I knew from Brooklyn moved out there to teach in the international school. One of the catalysts was he invited us out, and we could stay at his place for free.
Nice. In the Philippines.
In the Philippines.
Okay.
So first things first, we land in, and when we get to his apartment, and on top of his fridge is like 6 bottles of Don Papa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's got 6 bottles. He was like, help yourself. I got all this rum on top of my fridge.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So that was my first sip of something on that trip in 2013 was Don Papa.
Did you know what it was?
Didn't know.
You just knew it was rum and it was
From
at
the
your
Philippines.
homie's house.
Yeah, it was from the Philippines.
Okay, and you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Squeeze a little calamansi
Yeah.
on some ice. That was my first
that sounds
taste.
good right
that was my
now.
first taste
Okay.
of I guess of the Philippines in a way.
Yeah.
On that trip.
Okay.
Anyways, we all connected, and we ended up going to this event because Don Papa just launched.
Okay.
So just launched in 2012, and I think they were doing party events in 2013, like launch events. Like,
So it's not an old company, or
it's not an old company.
So it's a newer company.
Yeah, launched in 2012.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I ended up going to one of the events
Uh-huh.
and meeting one of the partners.
Okay.
One of the main partners,
Okay.
Binoy.
Right. Did you remember when you met him? Did you know, were you like, oh, that's that rum I had at my friend's house, or was it just like,
I
oh,
mentioned
this
was only days after.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'd gone to an event.
Yeah.
That he was throwing, one of
Yes.
the launch events.
Yes.
It felt like a launch event, and I ended up talking to one of the partners.
Yeah.
So we had a chat just about stuff and getting
Yeah.
to know each other.
Okay.
And then we really just stayed in contact.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah. So fast forward to somewhere around 2017. By then they'd already been global.
Okay.
Don Papa's been at this time. Don Papa is in 30 different countries.
Oh,
So it's a global brand.
it is. So who started Don Papa? Like in 2012, who started it and why?
So the main part. Okay, so the main founder and owner,
Uh-huh.
Stephen Carroll.
Okay.
Yeah, he's from England.
Okay.
Yeah,
So he's a white guy.
he is.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's not 100% Filipino
Okay.
owned,
All right. So he started.
but the principle is.
Okay, so he started a rum company, and it's made and it's produced in the Philippines.
All on the island of Negros.
Okay.
Yeah.
So why?
Yeah.
Why did he pick the Philippines and why rum? Like, do you know?
Well, he traveled to the Philippines. He saw that. He.
I mean, I assume he's got deep pockets to be like, I'm just going to start a rum company.
He's also before that, or even aside of that, he's been in the liquor industry.
Okay.
He saw the opportunity, of course.
Potential,
Yeah,
for
the potential.
sure.
Philippines has been doing rum for so long,
Okay.
but there wasn't any global Filipino rum brands.
Okay. Nice.
You know?
So Don Papa started by Stephen Carroll.
Stephen Carroll. Yeah.
Stephen Carroll, who's from England. I
Yeah.
myself am part English, so big up to Mr. Carroll. And so he does that, decides to plunker it down and really go for it within the Philippines.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's very pretty. It's a nice brand. Is his partner are his partners Pinay? Anybody?
So the gentleman I met, Andrew.
Okay.
He's Pinoy.
All right.
Him and his wife. They're From Manila.
co-partner,
Yeah,
co-owners,
yeah,
somewhere
co-partners.
in the
Yeah.
business.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're Filipino. So these people start this rum company because they felt it was a good idea.
It's a great idea.
Yeah, and then they
Yeah.
get into all these countries. Were they in the United States or not?
They weren't.
Yeah, that was my thing because I'm pretty on my Filipino game.
Yeah.
I had started seeing this. I'm like, I feel like that's Filipino, and there are other brands.
Yeah.
No shade to them; they're good companies. They're fine, but this one was like, wait, what is this? Who is this? And
Yeah.
you know, I've seen it go in and out of popularity trend here and there. I don't go to the bars as much, you know, but I have seen it. So, are you part of the reason why they're trying to get in? Like, why weren't they in the United States?
They just weren't. I guess it wasn't part of the plan yet.
Okay,
Yeah, at the time.
all right.
Yeah, it was. Well, you know, if you look at the main, so there are two main offices, one in London and one in Manila.
Okay.
Obviously, you're going to play in both of your backyards. You know,
Yeah, local is
so
local.
if you look at the Philippines, yeah, you go to the Philippines, you say Don Papa, yes.
Yeah.
When you go to Europe, you say Don Papa, yes, 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 and yes.
Nice.
So they're all
Okay.
over. They're all over. They're basically covering Europe.
Okay.
All
I mean,
the
because he's
countries.
a European dude.
Yeah, so
yeah.
that's the access, and it really blew up in Europe first.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'd already been. So I was tied up.
Yeah.
I ended up being somewhat of a advisor on how to recruit or what to look for when you recruit.
What were you recruiting? What was the
Well,
thing?
they were recruiting a brand ambassador.
Okay.
So I was already a brand
Is it
ambassador.
like the brand ambassadors we witness now? Or were you an influencer?
So the whole, that's the thing, the label brand ambassador has been butchered in so many ways, but it's still a industry title.
Okay.
So when you say brand ambassador for a spirits company, you're you know, you can call it a brand champion, brand advocate, or
Yeah.
whatever. You're basically promoting the brand, but there's also a level of sales involved. You
Okay.
know, we always
Okay.
you know, ultimately you got to.
Yeah.
If you don't understand that your job is the bottom line, you'll never make it in the industry. It's a numbers game.
Correct.
You know, again,
Yeah.
it comes down to the bottom
It's a
line.
catch-22 also,
Yeah, it's
right?
a numbers game.
Yeah.
So they're attracted to these people because of their numbers.
On their social
on their
media,
social media.
etc. Right.
Then I end up meeting a handful of these influencers, and they're so socially awkward.
Well, yeah, I'll agree. I think they're socially awkward, and what I have found through the years is they have a lot of numbers on their social media accounts, and then brands pick them up to rep their brand or maybe post about it or do a
Yeah.
few things. And I don't even know if the brands did their homework to see if the people, that social media influencers audience is actually somebody who would ever buy their brand or go to their spot or whatnot, right? Like if I look at Don Papa, I kind of know who your brand is already,
Yeah.
like a lot of it.
Yeah.
And that's also because I'm not 21, right? I'm not, yeah, I definitely know where this is probably going to go or who you guys would pitch it to.
Yeah.
But it's hard because if you looked at my influence or even yours, I don't know what yours looks like, or other people that I know, I think a brand is like, oh my God, they have like 100,000 followers. Let's da-da-da. And they didn't really really look at
Do the homework.
do the homework, and that person maybe not even, they don't even drink or they don't go to bars, or that they're more Nordstrom Rack more than Nordstrom, right?
Yeah.
They're more or they're not that
Yeah.
no shade, but everybody has things, so they just get it because the number said 100,000. They're
Right.
doing their own math, like if we could catch 10%, 7% of
Yeah,
that,
yeah, yeah.
we're gonna get her. She's gonna post. She'll do it for like $500.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really return. There's no ROI because
hard to track,
I
so.
can tell you who that I have seen it 1,000 times, and I myself have there are people I'm just like, they didn't do their homework. That person's not going to bring them anything at all.
Yeah.
So Don Papa sees, this dude's like luxury brand, premium brand, and he's got Filipino street cred, and we're based in Manila.
Yeah.
So what happened? So how did they either get you out of your contract or your contract ended and they were like, we would like to get you?
Yeah, so from 2017, I actually helped them get their national ambassador. I referred a good buddy of mine in New York, also one of the rare Pinoy bartenders.
Yeah, that was the other thing I was going to ask you. Do you feel like there are plenty of alcohol companies out there, liquor companies out there? Do they need to have, like, because Don Papa obviously is from Manila, part of it.
Well, it's the juice itself is made in the Philippines.
Okay, so it's sourced it's from the Philippines.
Outside of the money.
Yeah.
Its core is Filipino.
Yeah, so did they feel, and even though it was started by a non-Filipino guy, they felt like it had to have Filipino representation as in a person.
No, I just happen to be
Filipino. Okay.
And you know what? I knew my shit.
Okay. All right.
I've been in the game. I knew my shit.
Yeah.
I've been through a lot.
And it's luckily for them, you're also Pinoy.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the bonus.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
I would say that would be the first part. But
right.
yes.
Right.
Uh-huh.
And
It's like it's kismet. It all worked out, right? It's like full circle. Mm-hmm. You go there to find your identity, and look at you. You rep the shit. Exactly. Okay.
But you also have to tell yourself you're the shit.
Yeah, sure.
If you don't tell yourself the shit,
yeah,
it makes it a little bit more challenging to progress.
All right. But by now you're already in the game. You know what?
Yeah.
So you help them with their national the ambassador for an overall thing, and then they get you to do what? What were they asking you to do, and why did you agree to do it?
So I got them their national ambassador, and in 2019 I decided that I was going to leave New York.
Okay.
I thought I was in New York for life, but something hit me, and I realized I think I need to change. And
were you married by now?
I was married. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any children?
Yeah. I had one.
Yeah. I mean, that will change your mind about things.
I have two now. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'd already started looking at property upstate, so I knew I was already inching somewhere else.
You're adulting.
I was adulting. Yeah,
yes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Money was actually in the bank finally.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Okay. Good.
So in 2019, I was at one of these trade shows in the summer, and Don Papa had a booth. Mm-hmm. I was there too with Hennessy, and of course, naturally, I wanted to say what's up to them, just hang out and say see what the latest was, blah blah blah, and I kind of slip it to Andrew. I'm like, hey. I decided to leave New York. I'm probably gonna be here through the end of the year, end of 2019. Mm-hmm. Just gotta let you know. He goes, "Oh, funny you should say that. Mm-hmm. We're actually looking to fill a West Coast ambassador role by then."
So you're out here. You're the brand ambassador for Don Papa Rum.
Yeah,
that's not a new company anymore, but newer than some of the other ones that are around.
It's still a young company.
So tell me about the company and why everybody needs to try it, and what you are able and not able to do for them. Like what's your role in Don Papa and etc.
Okay, so my primary role,
mm-hmm.
it evolved from an ambassador, a brand ambassador role. Mm-hmm. To becoming a West Coast manager, regional manager.
Okay.
Mainly because
of sales? Am I assuming?
Well,
sales?
okay, so that's the thing. It's in the work that I've been doing since I started. Mm-hmm. Not to mention, I started right before the lockdown.
Yeah, I was gonna say you got here right on time.
It was a perfect time to start a job.
Yeah.
But thankfully, the company actually allowed me to work on my creative side.
Okay.
To use my creative work and ideas.
Yeah.
To help do brand building.
Okay.
Throughout the lockdown.
Sure.
So I, as an artist, I was actually able to excel through this work.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what a brand ambassador does as well. They help influence sales.
Okay. How do you do that? Tell the people. They want to know.
Yeah. Well, a lot of it's, marketing programs.
Like how do you influence
marketing
sales?
Programs, a lot of events, tastings.
Yeah.
A big
and
part.
And how are you picking these things to do? Are you doing the research, the homework?
A lot of the research, a lot of the homework.
Okay.
If you want to go back to social media again, a lot
Yeah.
a lot of your recon is on social media.
Yeah, now.
There
for
is.
sure.
But then, the other part is actually being out and building your network,
Okay.
meeting people. It's been really fun because now that I work for a Filipino brand, and one of the objectives, of course, is to connect with the Filipino community.
Okay. So if somebody were to ask you, oh my God, like Don Papa, holy, like what? So describe Don Papa to somebody who might drink rum now, but they don't know about Don Papa.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Yeah, so first things first, Don Papa is the raw material. Let's talk about the raw material
Okay.
of rum. Most people don't even know what rum's. And this is one of the things I learned working in the spirits industry is that people know what they drink by the brand or by the category. A lot of people know it unfortunately, people only know it by the brand.
Yeah. They're
So-
like, oh, can I get a Grey Goose vodka? Can I get a...
Or can I get a Grey Goose? And you
yeah,
don't even know
that's
what
it.
it is.
Right.
You
Yeah,
don't
you don't
know
even say
what it is.
vodka. Right. You're just
So-
like, can I get a Henny?
Yeah, exactly.
right.
Exactly. I mean, working for Hennessy, I
Yeah.
know most of the people had
Sure.
no idea what it was made from.
Well, isn't that sort of the point, right? I mean, those brands are so strong that you don't actually have to say the second half.
Well, yeah, that's the point of marketing.
Yes, right? You're Nike. Boom.
Yeah.
You think, okay, I know what that means. Henny, you
The
know what
story.
that means.
Yeah, exactly.
Ciroc, you know what that means.
Yeah.
No shade to Puff Daddy, you know what I'm saying? But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You know, oh my God, back in the day, ooh, can I get some Alizé?
Oh my God!
Woo-woo.
Hey, I've
Yes.
had Alizé.
I know, right? So it's like, and then people are, what's Alizé? I go, oh my God, it's like juice with cognac, I think. Or,
It's
right?
a drink.
It's a drink.
It's a colored drink.
It's a drink.
Yeah.
Yeah, so much. Okay.
We talk about the juice.
Okay.
First things first, it's made from molasses. Molasses is a byproduct of the sugar production,
Okay.
but that sugar is made with sugarcane from the island of Negros.
As Tomas explains, I am smelling. He gave me a nice big helping shot of Don Papa. So I am, while he's explaining it, I'm actually smelling it and imagining all these things he's talking about.
So when you replant it in a new country, it has to adapt to the climate.
Okay.
Readapt. Plants have to readapt.
Right.
So this weed,
Yeah.
this sweet juice weed, had to readapt, and it changed the cane structure. So
Sure.
the cane that you get in the Caribbean, or anyways, more fibers,
Okay.
less juice.
Okay.
But that juice that you get in noble cane from the Philippines,
Yeah.
you get a lot more juice in the cane, but it's also higher in sucrose, sweeter juice.
Okay. Sweeter the better. Okay.
Darker the cane, the sweeter the juice.
Yeah.
All right.
like it.
All right.
Right,
okay.
Right, right.
So you get that.
I'm about to sing some fucking
Tupac.
Big Papa right now. Not Don Papa, some Big Papa. Uh-huh.
Yeah. So with that, you also got to look at another factor is terroir.
Okay.
Terroir is really important because it's very reflective of the region.
You know that most people don't know what terroir is.
Yeah, so that's basically what I'm saying. It's reflective. Terroir is referencing the land
Okay.
that something is from. It's easier to explain when you talk about wine.
So your terroir, we're talking about, different elements of what goes into the actual rum because you feel like it's important. People should know.
Yeah.
Because it's what makes it quality.
Right.
Right.
Representative
Of
of the quality of
That's
the region.
right. Which
Yeah.
is in the Philippines.
Yeah, so you get this sweeter juice, and then that translates into the molasses, the sweeter molasses.
Right.
We actually refer to our molasses as black gold.
Nice.
Hey, it's
I like it.
it's got a reputation of being some of the best molasses in the world.
Yeah.
So this is what we use in the distillation process.
Okay.
Okay, a big difference from this juice. And when I say juice, it's
Yeah,
kind of
I got you.
Kind of a industry term. You call the spirit juice.
Okay.
So this juice is actually
What if I said the drank?
the drank. Okay. I'm gonna
No,
let me just, on a
this
level.
rum.
This drank
yes.
rum is it's aged 7 years in ex-bourbon barrels, but also is a Spanish style.
Okay.
What does that mean? There's a few. The main styles you get would be French, English, and Spanish.
Okay.
Spanish leans on on a fruitier style.
Okay. It's very warm.
It's all going to be warm. So the key, the really reason why it's warm is because it's 40% alcohol.
Yeah. It's warm and
So the volume.
I just drank it, y'all. So like a little sip, and it's not aggressively like, you know, when you hit something, it's like you're like, ugh.
Yeah,
whoa.
yeah.
It's pretty smooth. It's very warm.
Yeah.
I want to use all my expert food and drink words, but
Okay.
really, I'm just gonna say I like it.
See. Okay. So
Okay.
ultimately,
Yeah.
it's all about the foreplay. Come on.
Okay.
You know what? And that's why people get burned when they just do shots.
Yeah, they don't go slow and low. That is the tempo.
Exactly.
They're like, they
Exactly.
rush
Wow.
into shit.
We must be the same age.
Yeah, they rush
so-
into shit.
A big part of understanding a spirit
Yeah.
is really understanding how it smells.
Yeah.
Because if you can't smell, you can't taste. And when you shoot it, all you're
true.
getting is the burn
True.
of the 40% alcohol.
Yeah.
So what you need to do when you're, instead of digging your nose into it like that,
Yeah.
what you want to do is, you just did.
Love,
Okay,
thank
you're doing
you.
everything
Yeah.
I don't teach.
Okay.
So what you wanna
wait.
do-
First of all, we're using paper cups. Is this like
It's-
apropos? Should we be?
Ideally,
you know,
we should using
a glass.
a glass,
Okay.
but it's the technique still gives you the
Yeah,
results.
we're here.
Yeah, so
this is what we can do.
instead of just digging your nose,
Ah.
because it's 40% versus wine, which is 13%. You
Oh,
like
yeah.
to dig your nose into it and just really smell those
Yeah.
berries and the leather or whatever you get from the oak. Leather is a note in wine, red wine.
it is. So tobacco, the whole thing.
Yeah, what you want to do is actually have your mouth slightly open
Okay.
and just take whiffs.
It does smell sweet.
So that changes the experience.
It smells like something very familiar to me. I have a good smell, like
see,
memory.
It must be the Filipino in you.
It could be.
So in this blend, what we do is, after distillation, and part of the blending and aging process,
Yeah.
or I mean not the aging process, but the blending, we put some of that cane juice back in.
Okay.
So the original cane juice
Mm-hmm.
that was made
Yeah.
to make the sugar, and then to make the molasses, we put
Okay.
some of that back in to sweeten it up.
Okay.
Just not necessarily sweeten it up, but level it out.
Got it.
Make it drinkable. It has a very distinct profile to it. You
Yes.
know, it's a lot different than it represents a style a lot different than a Caribbean rum
Correct.
or South American rum.
Right.
Although it is a Spanish style,
Yes.
it's still very,
That's appropriate also, Spanish style, because of the Philippines.
yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Again, yeah.
I mean, some people don't know the Philippines is colonized by Spanish,
a whole
but it's
other
all right. It's a whole
episode,
other,
too.
yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get into our deep roots later. Okay, so, so we're obviously gonna have to wrap this up, and maybe one day people will be able to find you somewhere, and you can educate them about Don Papa, and they'll be able to find Don Papa where now. What's going on in 2021 now that we're all like vaxxed
Okay.
and chill?
Well, I've actually, over this last year or so, I've done a handful of virtual tastings and things like that. Mainly,
I've seen one of them.
Yeah, mainly. Were you on a part?
I
of one?
wasn't there. I know. I'll tell you about it later.
Okay, interesting.
I'll tell
Yeah. So I've all focused, really focused in the community. Mm-hmm. I happened to reach out
Okay.
and did a handful of those, which were fun. You can find me on social media.
Tell the people what your handle is that you
I'm
want
on
people.
I'm on the Instagrams,
Yeah, you're on the internets.
on the interwebs at Tomas Moves, TOMAS MOVES. That's me.
How about Don Papa?
And Don Papa, you can find that on the interwebs as well at Don Papa, DON Papa PAPA Rum RUM.
Right.
And also at donpaparum.com.
Okay.
Yeah. So those are the easy channels. We're on Facebook too. But they're all easy to find, and reach out. I'm here. I'm based in the West Coast, so right now.
You're not leaving anytime soon, are you?
No, I'm actually looking.
Don't leave us
Hey,
now
I'm
that you're
I'm looking to
here.
buy a house, so
Woo!
I'm settling. I'm
Okay.
I'm older.
Where can I get a bottle if I'm like, you know what? This would make such a great gift.
Well, you can easily buy it direct on the website.
Okay.
Yeah, you can actually purchase it on
Nice.
donpaparum.com.
Okay.
One of our big supporters in California, which makes it easy for a lot of people, is Bevmo.
Okay, nice. Yeah.
So
Oh, at certain locations.
you know what? And honestly, I think we're in at least 60 or 70
Wow.
Bevmos in California now. I think there's
SoCal.
I think no, California.
In
North
general?
all the way up. All the
Okay.
way up.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we're in a handful of other retailers, too many to name, depending on where you're at.
Yeah.
Feel free to reach out to me. I can give you
Can we
specifics.
find it on the website where
We're
you
we're
guys
working
we
on
could buy you?
we're working on specifics right now, but like I said, if you go on the website, you can actually hit a buy now button.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
super easy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good times. And what about you as an ambassador? Or do you have a place we can find you if we want to like meet you and learn about the rum, and you'll be talking about it somewhere? Is that on deck? Are those plans?
I guess we're slowly starting to plan some more events.
Yes.
But one of the the Filipino organs that I am in touch with is Philam Arts.
Yeah.
So I've already done something with them, and I'll probably be doing more with them. So I would say check in with them, but also reach out to me directly. I will probably start posting some of the stuff that I do for Don Papa on my social media handle. But that's, like I said, there's still a lot going on.
Yeah.
Planning isn't that easy because of all of this.
Yes. I
But,
mean, we're just getting back into it, but
Yeah.
people want to know once we get it out there, and who knows, maybe season 6, Don Papa's on board with Phlavor Profiles all the time. You never know.
I'll put it out. If you want to do a virtual tasting to start, or if you want to do something local, let's talk about it after.
We got events. We have things. We're going to be doing things, I promise. Okay, so you guys make sure you follow him on his social. Follow Don Papa, the brand, on their social. Be sure to support now that you know where it's from, what it's all about, who be about it. They're in the Bevmos. The fall is coming up. That makes a really nice gift for people. And thank you so much for letting me come and pick your brain for an hour here in the LBC.
Right?
Yes. Also, Phlavor Profiles. Follow us on all the things. You know what to do. Subscribe, tell a friend, do all the shit. And peace. And I was going to say peace and adobo grease, but maybe peace and coconut juice grease. That doesn't make sense, but we're just going to leave it there, you guys. Bye.
Bye.
This episode is brought to you by the team at Phlavor Profiles. Follow us on Instagram and be sure to subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify and wherever you listen to music, audiobooks, and other podcasts. Make sure to write a review and tell your friends and family. Thanks for listening to this episode of Phlavor Profiles. Peace and adobo grease.